Hello and welcome to my three-part series on how to make a coin ring. In each episode, we're going to increase the cost of the tools that we use and then show how it will end up making a better coin ring. In this video, we're going to use the most inexpensive things possible, and this is what you can expect to make as a beginner. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the tools that I use because there will be a completely separate video for that to cut down on time. Let's get started. To keep things fair as we increase the cost of the tools that we use, we're going to be using the exact same coin. It is a modern bicentennial $50. So now, of course, the next thing you need to do is you need to drill out the center, get a starting point. We're going to do this like I very first started out, and that's just with the drill. I hope that you watch the other videos and find where you can invest probably 20-30 bucks and get a much better cut and a lot more center, but this is what we're doing. We're doing it the cheap way. So let's get started. We're going to put the $50 in a vise and drill it out to the best that we can. So here's the $50 locked into a vise. As far as finding the center, I know that it's on the just in front of the lower part of his lobe on his ear, but let's get started. Alright, so I've worked my way up to a 1/2 inch, and as you can tell, it's not centered, but this is what kind of happens when we're getting started. So let's just continue on with what we got. Okay, now the next thing you want to do is put the coin on your mandrel. Just set it right there on the tip. It's a 1/2 inch, get it to fit. And I got a board here where I used a 7/8 inch auger bit, and I punched out a hole. So we'll go from here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place the tip of the mandrel over that hole, and I'm going to start driving the mandrel down to get it started. Now you can already see that it's starting to take a little bit of a cone shape and work its way down the mandrel. And as we're punching it, we're going to keep twisting our mandrel. So I only struck it a couple more times, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my nylon hammer, set one end down on the wood, and keep striking it this way in an attempt to fold it over. And I'll keep doing that and moving along, and then I'll catch up with you. I've only been working it for a couple minutes, but you can see that the walls are starting to really lay down. I haven't heat treated it, I'm just slowly working it and rolling it. Okay, here's after a couple more minutes of beating on it. I'll show you right now that with hitting it, it's not the closest to being round, but what we're going to do now is, because it was on like this, we're going to turn it over like this, use the pointed end of our mallet. It's going to work its way a lot quicker down the mallet or down the mandrel, and this should straighten out. So leave it like this, put it on the block, and start hitting it down, and it'll work its way down. We'll catch up with you. Now I've worked it down the mandrel a little bit, and the point of me doing this is to get this edge, which was our inside diameter, pretty much as flat as possible to prevent the ring from tearing. We're not heating it. What we're going to do is we bought a bastard file for like $3. It's a flat edge. Take the ring off of it, and what was the middle of the coin, you're going to smooth out this way, removing any micro tears, which will turn into a bigger tear. Okay, now as you can see, it's one smooth, shiny surface, and I removed all those little micro tears. what we'll do is we'll put it back on the mandrel, keep working our way down and closing this gap right here. Now, as you can see, closed up those gaps pretty well. It's sitting at a 10.5. Let's scoot it off the mandrel. And of course, you know, you can keep tapping it away and closing in those ends a little bit, but as far as a first attempt goes for minimal cost, this is about as good as it gets. You want to make sure to take some sort of a needle file, sand those inside, because your sensitive skin doesn't like burrs. I'll get some close-up pictures. Let's move on to video 2. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around this long. Please click any one of the videos surrounding me so you can check out the other videos in this series.